I'm Donna McMullen, your host for BRMC's Healthy Connection. Thank you for joining us. And today our guest is Lori Day Howe. She's the Community Outreach Coordinator for Hospice of the Ozarks. And Lori, tell me all about what's going on over at Hospice.
We have been busy. This is my 6th month with Hospice, and just kind of hit the ground running since the summer. So, you know, a lot of things, Donna. We've had the gala, which was in October, and was very successful. This was the 5th year for the gala, and just had a wonderful time. A real learning experience.
For you, sure. That's a big event to have.
It's our biggest event of the year. Yes, it's our biggest fundraiser of the year, and but it was wonderful, and I had the best group of people that had been through it before, had experience, and were able to help guide me through it and help kind of spearhead and lead the way through getting donations, through setting things up. You know, Big Creek, they do a fantastic job.
They always
and
do a wonderful
job. They know their
for
business.
Any event. Yes, they do.
So, you know, just a lot of help, a lot of support. Volunteers, of course, that have been doing it for several years now, and then just had a great time. So that's so I'm ready for next year. We're going to, you know, next year I'll have a better understanding of what to expect. And, and so I'm very excited about that.
I think a lot of times, too, I've heard people ask the question with Hospice, why are you doing a fundraiser? So
that's one of the things that makes Hospice of the Ozarks a little bit unique in this area is we're a non-for-profit. So we take patients regardless of their ability to pay. And by doing that and by providing that care to anyone with end-of-life needs, we have to supplement what we bring in. And, you know, thankfully, you know, we do have patients that have Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and
they can use that for Hospice.
Correct, absolutely, that they have that benefit, and we are able to take that, but then we also are able to provide care above and beyond, you know.
Which is the right thing to do. Absolutely.
It is. So that is what we do throughout the year is we fundraise and donations, people, you know, who
very generous in this community and surrounding areas, aren't they?
Absolutely, who support us and support what we do, whether they've had a family member or a friend that have passed away with hospice care, or just if they just have a heart for what we do.
I was thinking of, speaking of hearts for what they do, you recently just had the push-off, so to speak, into the water.
We did.
For your Float for Life. Tell us about that.
And again, this was my first go-around, and what an experience. So happy to be a part of that and just feel such an honor. A group of men started 7 years ago. This is the 7th year now. As a fundraiser for Hospice of the Ozarks, started Float for Life, and that is going from the Bull Shoals Dam to the Mississippi River, which is 418 miles, I believe.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty cold weather too.
It is. December 4th, Sonny Gruber was kind of the founder of that group, and it was 3 men initially who did that in honor of the passing of Sonny's wife, who passed away with Hospice of the Ozarks. And he did that to raise money, and at the time the hospice house was being built. So that's what he did. They raised money to have a room endowed in her name.
Oh, how wonderful.
And he later passed away in that room. 3 or 4 years later, I think he's been gone now for 2 years. But just have continued that legacy.
His friends
and that support.
Just continue to do this.
They did, and actually they should be coming back this week. So they should be on their way back very soon, and I took out a little ways with them, went the first hour and had a fantastic time. And
and that was, they left this last Saturday.
They did, on
right
the 4th.
Right around by Bull Shoals, down by the golf course there, and it was a flotilla.
It was.
So they started out with 3
They
boats?
started out with 4 boats, I believe.
Okay.
And then they went down to 3. They've had a little bit of trouble along the way. They lost a motor around Buffalo City, so they were down to 2 boats. And then the transom was breaking on a boat, so they were down to 1 boat last I heard.
But the 1 boat is going to make it.
Holding true, and you know, just the friendliest, most gracious group of people that you will find. I don't think they've ever met a stranger, and just have a heart for what they do, and we appreciate it. And they raffled off a kayak
Oh my goodness.
So that was something that we did bright and early Saturday morning, and and plan to do that again. And they hold different fundraisers throughout the year. They've done turkey bowling, they've done chili suppers.
I'm afraid to ask how you turkey bowl.
I have seen pictures. They wrap these turkeys with duct tape, which is an Arkansas staple, of course. Put a handle with duct tape, and then they'll.
These are frozen turkeys.
Frozen turkeys.
I'm just thinking of Yellville.
Frozen turkeys.
Okay.
But they're not throwing them at anyone or.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, just having a good time and bake sales and.
Yeah, anything that'll draw folks, and then while
And
they're
raise
having fun
awareness
and raise
and-
awareness and raise some money for a wonderful, wonderful cause.
I think so, but I'm a little partial.
Yeah, but I always just hear wonderful things about Hospice of the Ozarks. I've had the good fortune to go through the hospice house. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I can, and we are coming up on a special date. December 12th is the December 12th is the 5-year anniversary of the opening of Hospice
That
House.
doesn't seem possible. Yeah.
It doesn't, because I was not living in Mountain Home at the time, but I remember it very clearly, watching it progress, and it doesn't seem like that long ago.
No.
So,
No.
and it still, to me, has a new feel about it, and of course that's because of the care that's put into it, and everyone kind of takes ownership on making sure that it stays nice.
And what a wonderful staff. I've gotten to meet the staff that's there, and all of the love and care and compassion. In 5 years, how wonderful to be able to honor this Twin Lakes area with the quality of life, even to the end of life.
Absolutely. And, you know, I all the time I talk to patients' families who have been there and who have had a family member there, and they'll describe it as, when we walk in, it felt like home. I feel that way as an employee. When I go there, there's just something about walking in those doors, whether it be the volunteer that greets you, whether it be the nursing staff, whether it be other families that are there with a loved one. It has this feeling about it. And it's so comforting.
Explain to our viewers, if you would. I know when you say it feels like home, because that's absolutely true, and a lot of it is designed to be like home. So
Right.
kind of describe it. Give our viewers a mental picture of what it looks like inside for hospice.
It's 12,000 square feet, but it feels intimate. When you walk in, there is always a volunteer at the desk that mans that. So that's what you're greeted with. And it's usually just a beautiful smiling face and, you know, a friendly hello. There is a chapel that's located there, for a non-denominational chapel that has an amazing stained glass window in it that's just gorgeous. Artwork throughout that's just serene, butterflies, that type of thing. A family room where there's a play area for children, there's a fireplace, love seat, couch, just what you would find in a home. Outside area with patio, gardens, that type of thing. And then the rooms are, they're a bedroom. You know,
They don't look clinical at all.
They don't.
No.
They're built to look like, there's a handmade quilt on every bed. There's a prayer shawl that's been crocheted. You know, there's a couch for the family members, and it just has a different feel.
So
And
whole idea, bring all of the family together to be with their loved one.
Right.
And at their time, and just have that environment. I know when I've walked in, there have been children off playing games. There's a kitchen that
there is.
can be communally used, and for getting snacks. It really does. It has that. It's
It
the
has
way
that
all of
feel.
us. If we can't be in our own home, it's exactly where we'd want to be.
It is. And, you know, you may go in and there's a loud family there with their loved one, and the nurses just kind of embrace that, and always respecting other people, but it has a great feel to it, and it's what the patient and family needs. So
Whatever they need. Lori, hang with me for just
All
another
right.
minute. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back. Don't go away.